guys. How is it going? We're just making sure we're straight. Not straight. Definitely not straight.
Sorry guys, there we go. We setting this up before, but then it's like...
It always seems crooked.
Yeah, we have to press to click live and it's like... press the thumbnail and etc. It's just always... So yeah, anyway, if it's straight, that's great.
And if it's not?
That's great. Okay, welcome to our kitchen again for another episode of our cooking. We're gonna make today
vegan mac and cheese, but we're gonna make it healthy. And this, I'm going to give you lots of different options.
Tasty.
And tasty. Actually, this is my favorite. A lot of vegan mac and cheeses include potatoes, sweet potatoes, and a carrot. And I like those sometimes, but I find them to be a little thick and they don't really taste like macaroni and cheese. And so this recipe I feel like really does. But we're gonna give you lots of options that you can do to make it, you know, what you want to have when it comes to macaroni and cheese. And then back here, I've got my pasta.
I have my pasta right here.
I've got my pasta cooking already. And I thought that this would pair well with some steamed veggies. So we're steaming some broccoli and some asparagus because honestly, it's about to go bad. So we want to make sure that we use it. Okay, so we were just talking before we started about like how all the news is pretty grim right now, and you know, just checking in and seeing how you guys are doing. And we thought it would be kind of nice to see what you're grateful for. So if you're grateful for anything, I mean, there's got to be something, right, that you're grateful for. Leave it down in the comments below. And
yeah, we are grateful that we are together and we can have actually this time to do this all for ourselves, for you guys, and starting this new kind of an ideology of like, hey, let's do this. Now we have time. You know, I'm out of work. I mean, I have some job, but like it's, you know, not that much. So this is, you know, and like Michele said, we are bombarded by bad news. So let's clear this air and just make it happiness. You know, let's make some positivity going on.
Yeah, so I think what I'm grateful for this last week is that it has been sunny and we've been able to go outside every day.
Sunburn, right? Yeah.
I'm already getting a tan. I feel so much better when I have some sun and vitamin D. I'm gonna stir this. What are you grateful for?
Yeah, like I was saying, I am grateful that we can spend some time together with the family. I have so much time that I can spend with Eli, with Michele, and the rest of the family. And I love that it's just like Michele said, it's warm, but it's also I can garden finally. I'm just so... We are living in a 4-season climate, so when the winter comes in, I'm just crying because I put so much work into everything, and it's just time to pull this thing out and just put it in the garbage most of the time, most of the plants. So, so yeah, I am super excited when the spring comes in and just let's dig it in and just do this, you know.
Yeah,
so
it's really nice.
Amazing. And the crops, of course, to see it. But so these are our positive thoughts, and
yeah, write down in the comments below. Let us know what you're grateful for today. Okay, let's get into this recipe. I want to tell you that this recipe is going to be a variation from my cookbook. I'll leave the recipe down below, but I want to give you some options because everybody's got a different, I think I already said that, yeah? Options. Vegan macaroni and cheese, healthy options. Okay, first let's talk about my Vitamix. This picture, it looks disgusting. It's clean, but it's also, it's like 7 years old.
Yeah, but our water has a lot of iron and it's very, very, very hard. And for whatever reason, even if you're gonna wash it and stuff, it just doesn't come up. We tried everything with it, but we are using this because
we have another picture, like the wider picture. He'll show you. It's like the newer one. It's beautiful. It's clean, but I don't like it because the base is so wide. If you're making any kind of creamy sauces, I don't feel like it works as well as the taller picture. So you guys get the ugly taller picture today. Okay, let's get started here. I'm going to be using 3/4 cups raw cashew. These have been soaking for about an hour. And the reason you want to soak them is because they bulk up and it also gets rid of, I believe it's enzyme inhibitors on the nuts. If you don't like cashews, that I know there's somebody watching who does not like cashews, you could probably use sunflower seeds. I would say that's the closest in consistency. But again, you would want to soak them and drain them. I've never done that, but give it a shot. I think it could work. So I'm gonna put the cashews in there. And then the next thing is 2 tablespoons of chickpea miso. The reason we're doing this video is because somebody requested more recipes with chickpea miso. And I like chickpea miso because it's basically just like, you know, regular miso, red miso, white miso, but it's made from chickpeas. So the ingredients here are organic homemade rice koji, organic whole chickpeas, sun-dried sea salt, Blue Ridge mountain well water. Mountain well water.
That sounds like a sheep.
So I'm gonna put 2 tablespoons of that. I'll leave also in the description some more recipes that I have videos on with chickpea miso, because this person was like, hey, I love this recipe, but now I've got this giant tub of chickpea miso, what the heck do I make with it? So this is one thing you can make. You can also make, I've got a miso mushroom soup that you can make, or even miso is a great thing to have, like if you want a warm snack. That might be done. You might want to check the pasta. Yeah, if you just want like a warm snack, you could just do like a tablespoon of miso paste and chop up some green onions and like 1 mushroom, and then pour boiling water over it, and you would have like this really tasty, salty soup that you can have as like a little snack. So those are the kinds of things that I make with miso. What are we doing next? Then I've got 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. I'm gonna put that in. And then 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And this is optional, totally optional. I'm gonna use Earth Balance, that's in my original recipe. But if you wanna make it oil-free, or you just don't wanna have the extra calories of having like a vegan butter, then you don't have to put it in. I'm gonna do a tablespoon plus a little tiny bit more. That just gives it that creamy taste, but again, it tastes good without that. So it's up to you and what your kind of diet goals are. So that is that. And then we've got a teaspoon of lemon juice somewhere. There you go. Lemon juice. And then if you have turmeric root, you could use like a 1/4 inch of that, or like a 1/2 inch of that, but that makes it a little bit strong. Or you can use a 1/4 to a 1/2 teaspoon of the ground turmeric powder. So I'm gonna use the powder because that's what we have. And that kind of just gives it, hello from Canada, looks so good so far. Yay, it is good, you're gonna enjoy it.
Pasta's ready.
Okay, so the turmeric gives it that orangey kind of cheese look, but it also, if you add anything into your day, that is something that you wanna really add at least a 1/4 teaspoon of every single day, because it's really great anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and you can just, have it instead of supplementing with a pill, you can have it, just from the spice aisle. So that's that. And then we're gonna put some water in. I'm gonna try like,
This is a cup.
This is a cup, okay, great. I'm gonna do a little bit less. You're gonna do a 3/4 to a cup of water, depending on how thick you want it. And I like to start with less just in case, because you can't go backwards after you've thinned it out. And then something that I want to say is that this is not in the original recipe, but this would be the original recipe, and it's easy and it's good, and it takes like 2 minutes and it's done. And the pasta's ready and you are good to go.
Well, what about this? Sorry.
Oh yeah, check those as well. But for picky eaters, like for my son, for example, who doesn't want to eat zucchini or vegetables, what I'm going to do is actually put in some squash. And I'm using yellow squash here. I've got a small squash. I'm gonna stick the whole thing in. There's really no taste or flavor to that. And he doesn't know the wiser, and he's getting extra vitamins in there. You could also use a zucchini squash. Again, pretty tasteless, but you're getting some more vegetables in. And that is that. I'll show you what I'm gonna do with this and this later. So you put it in the Vitamix, and then you blend it up. None of what I said, which is totally normal since I'm blending, but 1 to 2 minutes in this. If you want to make this extra steamy and creamy, just let it go a couple more minutes. You know, with the Vitamix or Blendtec, you'll start to see the steam come out, and you know that it's really nice and warm.
Now too here.
I don't think I blended it quite long enough.
Oh, there's a tiny bit of it.
Yeah.
Tiny bit of steam.
So a couple options here. Let me just pause. You could do, if you don't want, this is just pasta, you know, macaroni pasta. You could do a brown rice or a quinoa pasta. Those are really good. If you have a Trader Joe's nearby, they have a brown rice quinoa pasta that I really, really like. Gluten-free and really minimal ingredients. You could make zucchini noodles, but what actually tastes really good with this sauce is cucumber noodles. So the way that I would make that, I'm not gonna make them now, but I'll just show you as an extra idea, is have a either hand spiralizer or one of those like giant spiralizers, and you spiralize, you can peel this and spiralize the whole cucumber. This tastes really good with this mac and cheese sauce. And I think that it's really nice if it's warm or getting hot where you live to have that cooling cucumber as your noodles. So those are two options. And then
we have a picture of that.
I was thinking that I think I talk about it, but I don't have a picture of it.
Yeah, okay.
So now what I'm gonna do, I made an entire pot of pasta, but you don't need that much. So you're gonna just put your desired amount of pasta in your bowl here. You could even mix this in the pot. This is just, you know, you can't even see that. You could even mix it in the pot there. Let me maybe, I'm gonna,
so that's how pasta looks. I mean, you all know it.
and then you're just gonna pour this in, and then mix it together. You don't have to use all of it. I think it's actually better if, say you're gonna have leftovers.
Let me help him.
Something is going on up there. Oh no. Then keep it separate because it'll tend to dry out if you keep it with the pasta. So actually this looks amazing. And it makes like that kind of gross or really nice sound depending on your liking. And let me come around and I can show you what it looks like. So you've got like every aspect of this that you would normally have in a macaroni and cheese. It looks like the same color and it smells really good.
Amazing. Tastes like really, really
good. Yeah, it
good.
tastes really good. This is definitely my favorite macaroni and cheese recipe, which is why it's in my cookbook. And then to make it even a little bit healthier, you can add things like some broccoli back here. I've got this gigantic spoon in here. And then some asparagus. It also tastes really great with roasted like Brussels sprouts. Let me come away.
Or I can hold it, you can decorate it.
Yeah. I mean, that's not very decorated. That looks pretty.
That looks beautiful. Ta-da.
And then things that you could put on top would be extra nutritional yeast. We're gonna put, because we like it spicy, as we talk about pretty much in every single episode here, some crushed red pepper. You could put, he likes it, I don't. You could put, so I'm not gonna put it, is dried basil. You could put that on there.
I guess this is, now we know who's gonna eat it.
Of course I'm gonna eat it. It's 10 a.m., it's time for macaroni and cheese.
I know.
So that's pretty much it. And then, you know, you just wanna store the leftover. There's quite a bit. Obviously, if you have a larger family, you can, you know, dump it in and use all the sauce at once. But I think it's great to use it as you go so that you don't
That's
have...
how fast this is.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
that took like a couple
we
minutes.
talk about it, but if you just follow the ingredients, I mean, and you know, stuff, it takes literally like 5-10 minutes the max. The longest is the pasta that takes, but like Michele was saying, if you spiralize zucchini or cucumber, that takes you another 2 minutes, and that's it. It's really quick, snacky, and fulfilling kind of, you know,
yeah, it's a good, like,
thing,
comforting meal, but it also, you know, especially if you put the squash inside the sauce and you add extra vegetables on top, you can even do this with a salad. You're getting lots of healthy elements. You're getting the turmeric root in there, and like I said, you don't have to use the earth balance if you don't want to. So let's taste this. You go ahead.
I'll do it. Here we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's really good. I'll add a little bit more sauce and salt, but that's me. But then again, it's like a preferable thing. Like you can, if you have enough sauce and pasta, you can just mix it around and do whatever you like. Some people like less sauce, some people like more. I always like more saucy. But this is amazing, my gosh. I haven't had this long time.
I know, it's really good. Let me just say, if you don't like the taste of turmeric root, just use a little bit smaller. It's gonna come out looking a little bit more like a white cheese pasta or macaroni and cheese. But you'll still get a little bit of turmeric root in there, but you won't have as strong of a taste. So yeah, So that is it. Let us know what you're grateful for. Let us know if you tried this. I'll put the recipe down in the description below. I've got a couple more requests coming up for the next couple live episodes, but if you have something
what are
that
they?
you...
I actually know. Or you're not gonna say?
No, I can say. Somebody requested a low-fat, no-oil savory recipe, so I might do that for next week. And then, I can't remember, there's like 2 more, but I can't remember what they are. So if you
I gotta show you something.
a request, let me know down in the comments below, and then you can see that happen.
Brand new bread, and don't forget, you can make this. I mean, that's so easy. So it's one of our, part 3?
I don't know.
Or something. It's
I will also
so
put
easy.
that down in the description.
Yummy, yummy.
Okay, we are going to eat this because it's 10 a.m. and who doesn't want to eat macaroni and cheese at 10 a.m. on a Monday morning?
Yes, let's do this.
And yeah, I hope you guys are doing well and have a fabulous week and a wonderful day. And
share the video, because I'm telling you, I'm sharing this on Facebook and people are actually like, oh my gosh, finally the sauerkraut, or finally like the birthday cake. And I'm not trying to sell pitch, anything, but really a lot of people are like enjoying those. So
yeah, if you enjoy it, share it, and let somebody have some good food with you. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you very, very soon. Bye.
Ciao, ciao.